Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to today's story. Settle in, because this one is bound to keep you on the edge of your seat. Our tale begins in a small, vibrant village in Ghana, surrounded by lush green hills and golden fields. This village was home to a young woman named Mina. Now, Mina wasn't just any girl. She was the kind of person who turned heads wherever she went. Her beauty was the talk of the village. Her dark, radiant skin glowed like polished ebony, her long braided hair shimmered under the sun, and her eyes sparkled like the evening stars. Her smile, her smile could melt even the coldest heart. But Mina wasn't just beautiful on the outside. She had a grace about her that drew people in. She walked with confidence, spoke kindly, and treated everyone with respect, or so it seemed. As admired as she was, Mina had a little flaw, or maybe a big one. She was obsessed with her beauty. Every morning, Mina would wake up, look in the mirror, and spend hours making sure every braid was perfectly in place, her clothes were spotless, and her skin was flawless. She had a mirror in nearly every room of her house and checked her reflection constantly. And while there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, Mina's love for her beauty soon became a problem. You see, Mina started to believe her beauty was what defined her, what made her special. She thought it was the reason people liked her, the reason they respected her. She spent so much time focused on herself that she slowly stopped noticing others. Friends would come to her with their troubles, but Mina's mind would wander back to her reflection. Her little cousin once asked her for help with homework, but Mina brushed her off, saying, "I don't have time for that right now." Soon, people started to feel distant from Mina. "She's so lovely," they'd say, "but she's always in her own world. Does she even care about us?" Yet Mina didn't notice. She was too busy making sure her beauty shone brighter than the sun. One day, something curious happened. As Mina was walking through the village, she passed an old woman selling flowers. The woman's stall was small, her hands rough with years of work, but her flowers were vibrant and full of life. "A flower for the lovely Mina," the woman called out. Mina paused, looking at the flowers. "Do they match my dress?" she asked. The old woman chuckled. "Flowers aren't about matching, my dear. They're about bringing joy, even if only for a moment." Mina smiled politely but didn't buy a flower. She walked away, her mind already drifting back to her reflection. But that old woman, she wasn't just any flower seller. Some say she was a wise seer who could see into people's hearts. Others whispered that she was something more magical. Later that night, as Mina prepared for bed, she noticed something odd. Her reflection in the mirror looked different. It was subtle at first, a shadow beneath her eyes, a dullness in her hair. It must be the lighting, Mina thought. But the next morning things were worse. Her skin looked pale, her smile didn't shine, and her once sparkling eyes seemed tired. Mina panicked. She tried every remedy she knew, spent hours trying to fix what she saw. But no matter what she did, her reflection remained the same. Her beauty, the thing she had cherished most, was fading. Days turned into weeks, and Mina's appearance continued to change. People in the village noticed, but instead of gossiping, they grew concerned. They remembered the kind words Mina used to share, the warmth she used to radiate. But Mina was too consumed by her own fear to see their kindness. One evening, as she sat by her window, staring at the fading sunset, she heard a knock at her door. When she opened it, she found the old flower seller standing there, holding a single bloom. It was unlike any flower Mina had ever seen. Its petals seemed to glow softly in the twilight. "Why are you here?" Mina asked, her voice shaky. The old woman smiled. "I've come to ask you a question, my dear. Who killed Mina?" Mina's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" "I'm right here." The woman shook her head gently. "No, the Mina I knew was more than her beauty. She was kind, thoughtful, and full of life. But you let your obsession with how you look consume you. You stopped seeing the people around you, and in doing so, you lost a piece of yourself. Tears filled Mina's eyes. I don't know how to fix it, she whispered. The old woman handed her the glowing flower. True beauty, my dear, comes from within. It's in the way you treat others, the way you light up a room with your laughter, the way you care. This flower will bloom only when you start to see that. From that day on, Mina tried to change. It wasn't easy, but she began to focus less on her reflection and more on the people around her. She helped her little cousin with homework, listened to her friends, and even spent time helping the old flower seller at her stall. Slowly, the glow in her eyes returned, her smile grew brighter, and the flower began to bloom. In the end, Mina learned a powerful lesson. Beauty isn't just about how you look, it's about who you are and how you make others feel. And that, my friends, is a kind of beauty that never fades. So let me ask you, who killed Mina? And more importantly, how can we make sure we don't lose sight of the beauty within ourselves? Think about it, and I'll see you next time.